We see that women are not only enormously affected themselves, but they really are the ones that come out to heal, to protect, to move some of the communities forward.
What this really represents is how large the wealth of our nation is, how huge it is, that even with 1% of it, we can do so much around the world.
I'm very lucky today that you have come to visit us. I can even say that I am blessed because I think you are the right person I really needed to talk to.
Imagine living on $1 a day, feeding your children, paying for school and medicine on just $1.
We thank you for paying attention to what we have been saying. We want you to give us the kind of assistance we really need, because we are working a lot, but most of the time I can say that we are working for nothing. Out of the 12 children we have in our family, only 3 of them have access to school education. We had to sell the little millet we had to pay so that they could go back to school.
After the first day or so, I was sort of getting uncomfortable. I started to look at food in a different way, sort of what it felt like to watch somebody else eat a full meal and I couldn't have it. I started to think about, shoes. Well, I've got one pair of shoes. What if they break? How am I going to walk through the fields? Just things like that. What if I got sick? What if I had to stop working so that I could afford medicine, but I don't have any money because I'm not working? I mean, it's sort of the binds and these hard, tough choices that women have to live with every day.
The majority of those who do this are women and girls. Right now, our country's investments in women globally are tiny. Less than 1% of the U.S. budget goes toward international affairs as a whole, and only a small slice of that reaches women. Women Thrive Worldwide works to make women a key focus of our country's international efforts. It listens to women and men, asks them what kinds of investments they need, and proposes policy solutions that reflect those needs.
We need now to move beyond the special projects for women, the special initiatives and the special funds. We need to bring women from the very special periphery to the center of everything that our government is doing and moving into the world.
So there's a lot of reasons why I got really passionate about the importance of investing in women and girls and in local communities, and that Americans needed to understand them, not come down with a formula to tell them what to do. Rather, listen to them and then with them organize some way that you can have an impact.
Having some people from far away share your difficulties is something that is very rare.
For me, it is very important to help women, because the women will not eat alone. She will always think of her children and even her husband. So helping women is helping the whole family, because the women are the cornerstone of the family.
I can say that the Women's Association has helped my family and me a lot. For example, the money that they get from their gardening activities are used for the family expenses. That contribution is really great for me, because alone, I'm not sure I will be able to satisfy my family needs.
And we believe that the country never truly prospered without the contribution of its female population.
the place where the big dollars are to support our overseas work as a country comes out of our taxpayers' money paying for our congressional folks up there, and they do the legislation that's going to make the big difference.
You might be someone who supports a local charity or an international charity. Maybe you sponsor a child. Those are fantastic, meaningful things to do. You should also think about using your voice as an American. You're the only one who can do that. And leverage that power to get your government to put in hundreds of millions of dollars in addition to the $50 or $100 or $1,000 that you're giving.
Lately, I've been doing a lot of stories on broken government and how Washington just can't get along. And my reports have usually centered on middle-class Americans who are very unhappy about that fact. But I wish that representatives from the middle class in America could be at this event, because then they would see a piece of Washington that really works. People working together for the greater good and the empowerment of women all over the world. And that, may I say, is awesome.
After the Asian tsunami in 2004, for example, Women Thrive asked women what they needed and pushed for a part of U.S. reconstruction aid to focus on women. Along with roads and bridges being rebuilt, women receive small loans that help them rebuild their lives and communities. Women Thrive then went back a year later to Sri Lanka to ensure that the funds had reached women.
As chair of the committee that funds the State Department and Foreign Operations, I've seen firsthand the power of women to make a difference in their communities. We have an obligation, as we're planning our entire foreign aid budget, to consider gender and make sure that women are part of our goals.
In the big picture, when a woman has 8 children, or 6 children, or 10 children, or 2 children, it's hard to help her get up if you don't have an idea in your head about what she's going through to try to lift those children with her.
Women Thrive Worldwide is a very small organization. We have a tight budget, we've got a crackerjack staff, and when we find the right solutions, we know exactly who in Washington to take those ideas to make them happen.
And having Women Thrive visit members' office, talk to them about priorities can make an extraordinary difference in building support for foreign aid.
I think the important part of their work is to build a bridge between the needy women in the world and the U.S. government, who has a funder and who is really committed to improve the condition of the world.
As a journalist, I deal every day with people with problems but no solutions. I think the great thing about Women Thrive is they work together and they network and they get their message out in the public in a very passionate way, and they come up with actual solutions. And they have like concrete examples to show you ways they empower women. And I just think that's fantastic.
Women Thrive also works with local women's groups to help them be better advocates with their own governments and with U.S. aid programs in their country.
The collaboration with Women Thrive has helped us focus on the economic aspect of women, because that helps them to be happy, and once they are happy, they can really fight to promote their rights.
I have never seen an organization like Women Thrive that can pull together more entities, more groups to come in cooperation and collaboration with them as Women Thrive. So they know how to partner, they know about coalition building, and they are passionate about persevering. So I say bravo.
This is our time. So my message is, ask for more than you ever thought possible. Don't be shy about what you're asking for. If we don't ask for it, these children and women won't get it. It makes me just want to work much harder. This picture is a picture that I love to work for every day, and this is the faces of the girls that we have to remember in our minds.
This is the moment. This is the moment where we can really do development right.